Good morning, lovely people. Vlogmas day 17. Only 8 days to Christmas. And let's see, what is it? Day 16. So it's only 5 days to the solstice. I love the solstice. And it's only a couple of days to the anniversary of Mr. Stitch's cancer diagnosis, which sounds a little doom and gloomish, but not really when you consider he had his cancer treatment and was pronounced all clear in June of this year. And he's still around to talk about the story. So it's all good. He did have throat cancer. If you weren't around for that, he had throat cancer. I even knitted him a special cancer scarf, which tracked his treatments a bit like a temperature scarf. And now he's wearing the scarf, which seems really relevant because he's wearing it round the neck, which is exactly where they targeted his treatment. So it feels like a double hug for that very reason. I also just remembered that I still have all of the Heartland yarn, the Lion Brand Heartland yarn, left over from that project, and I haven't done anything with it. And I really love it, how soft it is. Whenever people buy it at Michael's and I'm putting them through the till, I'm like, oh, I love this yarn. It's so soft. I knitted a scarf with it, and then I'm wondering, why haven't I knitted or crocheted something else with it? Anyhow, what do you think of the new sweater? It's pretty plain. It's just good old classic black. It's a Gap sweater, and I got it from Costco yesterday. Because when you look through the clothes at Costco, it's hard to resist, isn't it? But it's cotton, and it's quite heavy. And I'm going to wear it to work and maybe wear it underneath my sexy little red Michael's vest, because I don't think I'll get too sweaty in it. It has a turtleneck. It has a deep ribbing at the bottom with side splits. And a very long ribbed cuff as well. So I think it's going to be great. One of the things I bought at Costco yesterday was a container of kiwis. Look at the size of these kiwis. They've got a smooth skin, not like the hairy green ones. Hairy green ones would be very Grinch-like for Christmas, wouldn't they? And these are supposed to have a red center, like a red line around the core. Well, I was very underwhelmed. When I cut it open, it was barely pink. So, colour me not impressed. I'll need to go to work soon. I'm being a bit more virtuous. I was going to take fruitcake from my snack at work, but instead I am taking some leftovers from last night's dinner. We had roasted vegetables. We had like a combination of sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts and carrots and broccoli, I think. Yeah. And a tofu loaf, and there was a little bit left, so I'm taking some of that to work to be a bit more virtuous, and I'll save the fruitcake for tonight's dessert.
Look how well the jigsaw is coming along. I stayed up far too late last night putting pieces in. It's so addictive. You get a little thrill every time a piece goes in correctly. The jigsaw puzzle is done. One of my kids tackled it earlier while I was out at work and did quite a bit of it, and I've just put the last pieces in.
I hope I don't look as tired as I feel. I went to work expecting to do an 11 to 3:30 shift. While I was there, the regular cashier asked me if I could switch finishing times with her, and could she go at 3:30 and I stay till 5 if the manager was okay with it, because there was something she had to do. And I said that was fine. And it really wasn't an issue, except that it meant I was driving home in the dark in wet snow that was making the streets absolutely awash with water, and in heavy traffic, heavier than if I had gone home at 3:30. Thankfully, one of my lovely sons cooked dinner. So when I got home, I just made a salad to go with it. And that was lovely because I wasn't looking forward to having to start making food when I got home. The shift was a bit of everything. I started out relieving the cashier for her lunch or her 15-minute break. I think it was her 15-minute break. So I relieved her for a coffee break. And I had to go on and off cash occasionally during the shift because it got busy at certain times. A lot of the time I was doing online order picking, where people have ordered online for picking up in store, and so I pick the product and bag it up and put it in the right place. And I really enjoy doing that. So that was fun. And then, of course, answering people's questions and running around and showing people where stuff is. And then putting returns back in their places. There's a lot of stuff returned and ends up in what we call the go backs. And so we take a cart and we put some stuff in it, and then we go and put it where it belongs. And that can take a long time because of the aforementioned customers asking questions, but that's okay. But because it was a 6-hour shift, instead of just having a coffee break, I had a lunch and a coffee break. But the coffee break was so late that by the time I'd finished it, it was 10 minutes to going home time. I said to the manager on duty, I said, I could just skip the 15-minute break and just work through. I really don't mind, but she sent me for one anyway. As usual, when I got home, I got into some really comfy clothes and ate my dinner and then felt very sleepy and ready to crash on the couch. The jigsaw puzzle is finished because one of the kids did a bunch of it while I was out. He didn't work much today. He had one small job he had to do, and he was free for the rest of the day. He even took the recycling to the depot this morning. I mean, what a great kid. I really dislike doing that job, but it has to be done. I watched Kate at the last Homely House, her Sunday video, which I only just realized I had missed today. It was on my YouTube home screen, and I thought, wait a second, normally I'm on that the same day they're published. So I watched that. And if you're not watching her videos yet, you definitely should be. And then I looked at the cross stitch and I thought, I don't feel like doing that. And then I thought about the quilt and I thought, I could put some pins in it and do a binding, but really, the way I'm feeling, I'd probably mess it up. So what I think I'm going to do for the rest of the evening, really there's only about an hour of the rest of the evening because I have to be at work at 9 tomorrow, which means I'll want to get up at 6. And I should really be thinking about going to bed around 9 o'clock tonight. So I've got about an hour. I'm going to get back on my couch and I'm going to have another look through the library pile. I have a stack of books and things up there. I think they're just books. I don't think they're magazines. Can't even remember. Took them out a week or two ago. I can't even remember what's in there. So I'm going to go through my library pile and I'm going to read some books, maybe start another novel. I have some books at the library that I haven't picked up yet. I was going to do that today. If I had finished at 3:30, I was going to drive all the way over to the library. It's kind of awkward because work's one way and the library's the other way, but it was doable. However, I didn't finish till 5. So tomorrow, I think I finish at 1:30. Yeah. So I will be able to get to the library easily, and if they ask me to do any extra hours tomorrow, I'll say, no, I'm sorry, I can't. So once I've been to the library tomorrow, I'll come home, maybe have a little bit more energy to do something crafty, but as I say, don't feel like it tonight. So if you were watching a while back, you'll know I made a December journal. I made a vlog about it, I think in November. And I'm writing the notes for each of my Vlogmas videos in it, and also other things like what projects I have on the go. So obviously I have the quilt and I have the cross stitch. And I realized I don't have any yarn projects on the go that interest me. I know I mentioned a couple of things the other day that are sitting in project bags and not being attended to. But they don't excite me right now. So I'm thinking maybe it's time to start planning something fun for that Lion Brand Heartland yarn that's sitting up there in that cubby. Definitely should be a colour work project, shouldn't it? Because I've got so many beautiful colours of it. So I've just given myself another job. Go and have a little riffle through Ravelry's pattern pages and see if I can find a really fun colour work project to make with those. Okay, books first, I think. And then plan the next yarn project. I think that would be a good idea. So before I doze off, I'll say goodnight. And thanks so much again for watching and loving to get your comments. I hope you enjoyed a little laugh when I was talking about the shiwi and whizzing in the woods. And I will see you again tomorrow for who knows what. Bye for now.